Welcome to Q Up. We are at Emmanuel Lutheran Church with Pastor Alan
Eschenbacher.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm so impressed with how many people showed up on a Tuesday night. It's every Tuesday night.
Yeah, every Tuesday.
How long has this been going on?
We started September 20th of =05, so just over 2 years.
And who sort of initiated this weekly dining event?
when Emmanuel decided to make some better use of its resources that we had here, there was a community meal served here back in the 70s, and it had kind of faded away, and we decided to resurrect that idea of having a community meal. In order to do that, we had to put quite a bit of money into updating our kitchen so that it was up to health code standards and be able to serve the public.
Oh, okay. Didn't think about that, but those are restrictions and regulations, right?
Yeah, we have a license as a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that gets, because how many people now that show up?
Right. We have on a given Tuesday night anywhere from 60 to 150.
And what's your maximum? I know
maximum that we've had is 160.
Okay.
And that gets a little crowded, but we can do it.
You can take care of that.
If numbers keep going up, we'll have to come up with more space or do 2 seatings. Yeah, some other places do that.
Now, we took some footage also showing the setup in the kitchen, which are all volunteers, correct?
All volunteers. Now, our kitchen manager, Lynn Crutchfield, does receive a small monthly stipend. She's one of the poor folk that live in Brown's Addition.
Okay.
And she was interested in helping because she was herself homeless at one time. And she's a good cook. And she at first volunteered for almost a year. And then we decided that we had enough income coming in from different sources that we could fund a small stipend for her, which helps their family out.
So the church the congregation itself doesn't fully support this, but you do have other groups and agencies that are helping out? Yes,
we have received some grants from our national church and also from other sources. And we have, it costs about $11,000 to $12,000 a year to do this program. And we have a grant writer that is looking for ways for us to fund it. And what doesn't come in from grants or donations, the church funds out of its budget.
So therefore, anybody in the community that would just like to participate in this particular program could donate money specifically for the feeding of people on Tuesday nights, right?
And we have folks from the community that they have no other association with the church other than to donate to our food program. That's right.
Also, volunteers can come and help, right?
And volunteers, we have volunteers from at least 10 different churches and also several volunteers that just live in the neighborhood and other places in Spokane that come in and help us with setup, cleanup, whatever their particular talent happens to be.
It was a very fine meal that, we were watching being served tonight. Yes. What is the predominant people that show up? And sometimes if they can't even walk here, you have a volunteer, Mark, who goes out in a van.
Yeah, Mark.
Is that a church van?
Right. Mark Lane is our council president, actually, here at Emmanuel, and he takes our church van and goes, makes a couple of trips to pick people up from, as far away as a couple of miles and bring them. And that's utilized widely, especially in cold weather, when it's harder to get here, and for people that have a little bit harder time walking.
Well, that's really a nice benefit, too.
The van ministry is very important. Yeah, and we give rides home as well.
If someone wanted to donate, or a car dealer wanted to donate a van or a big station wagon or
our van is starting to show some wear and tear, and it could use some TLC, or we could use a larger van. That would be a great donation. Sure.
Good. Well, I like for folks to know that even companies, could participate on a scale like that, as well as utensils. I know that I think the only thing plastic was,
Right, all we use that's
donated
throwaway
plastic
is
forks.
The sporks.
Right, the spork.
Spoon fork deal. It has a napkin in it and salt and pepper. That's the only throwaway thing that we use.
No, nice dishes and glassware and cups for coffee. So it was It was a very, very nice presentation of the meal too. You know, makes them feel more at home, I'm sure.
Yeah, and we tried to do something a little different. We looked at the other offerings in town for meals, and you know, they were all fine and well done. But we thought we would do something a little different, seating people in family style and serving them. And a lot of times, if there's room, volunteers will sit down and eat a meal with the folks that have come.
The folks that come, what primarily are their circumstances?
They, the folks that come are mostly, in our case, homeless or the very poor. We targeted specifically men, but we also get women
Quite a few,
as well.
as seen tonight even. Yes,
yeah, and as you might know, there is a specific women and children's free restaurant in town. So that particular niche was covered.
Oh, okay.
So we thought that we would go ahead and target men that were homeless in the downtown area. And there wasn't anything at all on Tuesday nights when we started, and so that's why we picked that particular night. But I would say we're probably 90% homeless is our main client.
Now, do you sometimes have some of the homeless? I know it's only been, what, almost 3 years since you've been, you know, doing the Tuesday night, but have you had someone go full circle and actually, you know, be able to move on and get better positioned in life and then come back and volunteer to help others?
Yeah, actually, we haven't had too many that have come back and volunteer, but there have been a couple of success stories where folks have wanted specific help, and we have referred them on to other agencies, and I've had folks come back and say thanks.
Oh, good, because
for helping, and that they've got an apartment and they've got a job, and that kind of thing has worked out.
Well, I think we're going to continue to talk a little bit more about maybe some of the specifics in Spokane area that we might also encourage people to get involved that you're aware of.
Okay,
As
wonderful.
we queue up Spokane. We're back at Emmanuel Lutheran Church with Pastor Allen.
Eschenbacher.
Yes, thank you again. I would be stumbling on that one.
That's
for
okay,
sure.
you'll have it after
I will.
one more time.
And what we want to do is continue to talk about ways that people can create a difference, can make a change. And I know that you're involved in a group trying to provide, you know, better housing for the homeless. And so explain to me how that got started.
Okay, we have a group of 4 Lutheran churches from the downtown Spokane area, and about a year and a half ago we got together and started talking about the housing issue. Our sister church, Salem Lutheran, in the West Central neighborhood had, for the last 17 years, been doing housing called Salem Arms, and especially geared toward the chronically mentally ill population. And they had some aging buildings and also some other properties that they had targeted for upgrades. And we partnered with them and these other churches to form Spokane Urban Ministries, a nonprofit corporation that is dedicated to affordable housing. And we have been working on this project for a couple of years and have finally gotten through to the point where we've applied for grants and for funding for the affordable housing. A Seattle-based group called Common Ground is our developer.
Right. Okay.
They have an office here in Spokane, and they've been just wonderful in helping us study this issue and set up the best possible scenario for our location. And
Now, will you still be able to keep some of the people that rely on like the transit and the bus system fairly close to downtown?
Yeah, we're hoping that this is, because Broadway is a good access route. The bus goes down Broadway